Our top focus this morning is on the political temperatures that are soaring in poll-bound Uttar Pradesh. This time, the war of words is erupted between Union Minister Smriti Irani and Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi over Smriti's ghar par ladka remark on Rahul Gandhi. Speaking exclusively to India Today, Priyanka slammed Smriti's remarks, calling them wrong. She said that Smriti, being a woman, shouldn't have made such statements. She even advised Smriti to encourage women by saying that they should fight for themselves. The whole controversy actually erupted after Smriti mocked Priyanka's ladki hoon, lad sakti hoon campaign by saying ghar par ladka hai par lad nahin sakta, taking a swipe towards Rahul Gandhi. Now, the multi-crore Bitcoin scam in Karnataka has intensified the politics. Particularly, Congress alleged that an Intel officer was actually present during its press conference in Bengaluru. On Wednesday, an Intel officer was spotted by a Congress worker and was politely requested to leave the press conference. The grand old parties accused the BJP of double standards and questioned the presence of an Intel officer during its news briefing. Congress claimed that the Bommai government is worried about the crypto scam and its involvement in the same. Earlier, remember that an alleged Congress link with the main accused, the hacker Sri Krishna Ramesh, had also emerged. India Today's Access, the Bitcoin scam charge sheet, which claims links between hacker Shriki and Congress MLA N.A. Harris's son, Mohammed Nalpad. Now, Nalpad on his part has admitted knowing Shriki but denied any wrongdoing. Let's now get you an exclusive conversation with Punjab Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi. In the conversation, he's rejected claims of any tussle with Navjot Singh Sidhu. The Punjab Chief Minister said that he will work with Sidhu for the welfare of both the party and the state. The CM also slammed the centre over the deadlock over the 3 farm laws. Channi will also be visiting Kartarpur Sahib today. Only 14 people, including the Chief Minister, have been allowed to visit the holy site.
नवजोत सिंह सिद्धू हैज़ एवरी राइट कि वो किसी भी बात पे कोई मुद्दा उठाएं, क्योंकि ही इज़ माई पार्टी प्रेसिडेंट। मैंने पार्टी की आइडियोलॉजी को लागू करना है। मैं किसी पार्टी के अंडर काम कर रहा हूँ। मैं मुख्यमंत्री हूँ तो पार्टी सुप्रीम है। नवजोत सिंह सिद्धू से मेरा इससे टकराव नहीं है। मुझे अच्छा लगता है जब कोई वो बात करते हैं, क्योंकि उस बात को मैंने ठीक करना है। केंद्र को किसानों के एजिटेशन को बदनाम नहीं करना चाहिए। ये लोग अपना हक मांग रहे हैं। जो अन्नदाता है, जो देने वाला है, जिसने हमेशा पंजाब किसान ने पूरे देश को अन्न दिया है, उसको आज भिखारी बनाने की कोशिश की जा रही है। ये गलत है। उसके काम, उसकी जो डिमांड्स हैं वो बिल्कुल जायज़ हैं। हम उसका साथ देते हैं। इस एजिटेशन को बदनाम करने की बजाय एजिटेशन का हल करना चाहिए।
In a big decision for pilgrims ahead of Guru Purab, Guru Nanak Dev's birth anniversary, the Kartarpur corridor was reopened. The pilgrimage was suspended in the wake of the COVID pandemic as a precautionary measure to contain and control the spread of the disease. Now, pilgrims across India have welcomed the decision to reopen the corridor. Here's a ground report.
After 20 months, the Gurudwara Darbar Sahib Kartarpur has finally opened up again. And pilgrims could not be happier as the announcement comes days before the Guru Purab, Guru Nanak Dev's birth anniversary.
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। हम काफ़ी देर से वेट कर रहे थे। पहले तो हम गए ही नहीं, तो अब मौका मिला है, तो और हम वन ऑफ द फर्स्ट हैं, तो और भी अच्छा लग रहा है।
पहली बार जा रहे हैं?
पहली बार।
अच्छा लग रहा है, बहुत अच्छा लगा है। हमारी ये फीलिंग है कि हमें जो अच्छी लग रही है, फीलिंग कैन नॉट बी एक्सप्रेस्ड।
आप कब से वेट कर रहे थे इसके?
लॉन्ग बैक फॉर कपल ऑफ इयर्स। जब से हुआ था, दिस इज द फर्स्ट चांस वी गॉट एंड वी गॉट द परमिशन।
Kartarpur holds huge significance for the Sikhs, as it is the final resting place of the Guru Nanak as he spent the last 18 years of his life here.
This is the corridor. This is about 3.5 kilometers of a 4-lane highway, and right at the end of it, there is an integrated check post to clear that process and then, of course, proceed towards Pakistan. It's about 4.5 kilometers inside from the international border with Pakistan into Pakistan, where Kartarpur is located.
The 3.4-kilometer long corridor was opened in 2019 after years of lobbying from the Sikh pilgrims. The pilgrimage was suspended in March 2020 as a precautionary measure amid the coronavirus pandemic to contain the spread of the virus.
Big welcome moment for them. November 2019 is when the Kartarpur corridor was thrown open, but unfortunately because of COVID, 4 months later, it had to be shut down. And yesterday, the government announced that it will now be reopened. In fact, Kartarpur Sahib, Gurdwara Darbar Sahib in Kartarpur is so close technically to where I am that I can see it with my naked eye from here as well. Though a little blurry and a little hazy, but you can see the top of the Gurdwara from here.
ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਮੈਂ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਮਾਨਯੋਗ ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਜੀ ਗ੍ਰਹਿ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਕੈਬਨਿਟ ਦੀ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਫੈਸਲਾ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਅੱਜ ਸੰਗਤ ਦੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਾਧਾ ਕੀਤਾ
Pilgrims will have to follow several guidelines for the visit to the holy pilgrimage. Only fully vaccinated individuals will be allowed. Negative RT-PCR test is also mandatory for the travel. The pilgrims may also have to undergo antigen tests by Pakistan authorities. An estimate of 100 to 200 pilgrims will be allowed this time to visit the shrine each day. Before the outbreak of the pandemic, 5,000 pilgrims were allowed every day to visit the Gurudwara. Ahead of the Punjab elections, this move of reopening the corridor has huge political significance, which is why every political party has also hailed the centre's move.
हमारे सिख भाइयों और बहनों की जो एक श्रद्धा है, एक तमन्ना रहती है वहाँ पर दर्शन की अरदास की, उसको पूरा किया। इस बीच में कोविड पीरियड आया, कई कारण आए, उसकी वजह से बंद हुआ, फिर से शुरू हुआ। निश्चित तौर से पूरे देश में इसका न केवल सिख भाई बहनों ने बल्कि पूरे देश ने इसका स्वागत किया।
The prayers, the wishes of all the followers of Baba Nanak have been answered on this occasion. We hope that the message of Baba Nanak of peace, harmony, brotherhood gets stronger and spreads to each and every corner of every nation, every household.
बड़ी खुशी है कि करतारपुर साहब दा लांघा खुल रहा है। मैं भी लगातार प्रधानमंत्री ਨੂੰ चिट्ठियां लिखियां, हरसिमरत कौर बादल ने भी पार्लीमेंट उठाया, तो चंगा है हुण खुल रहा है ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਮੰਗ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੌਮ ਦੀ ਭਾਵਨਾ ਸੀ।
The news of the reopening of the historic Kartarpur corridor has brought a lot of cheer for the Sikh community, especially because the news has come just a few days ahead of Prakash Utsav, which is the birth anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Of course, some of those pilgrims are facing certain hiccups in terms of the registration process, but they believe that these are just teething problems, and soon the process will be smooth enough and they will be able to go all the way up to Gurdwara Darbar Sahib in Kartarpur, Pakistan, and pay their obeisance at the final resting place of Guru Nanak Dev. With camera person Parminder Sharma, Polami Saha at the Kartarpur corridor for India Today.
जब लोग यार पता नहीं पिछले जन्म में क्या पाप किया था, हिंदुस्तान में पैदा हुए, विदेशों में कितनी ही कमाई क्यों न होती हो, उससे कम कमाई होती हो तो भी आज भारत वापस आने के लिए उत्सुक हो रहे हैं, आनंदित हो रहे हैं।
One India that lets Kangana Ranaut speak what she feels about Mahatma Gandhi freely, and another that berates her as Nautch girl for making that statement.
कोई नाचने वाली अगर महात्मा जी के ऊपर आरोप करते तो मैं उसके लिए उत्तर देना मैं इसके लिए जरूरी नहीं समझता हूं। जिनके बारे में 10 लोगों में से 9 लोग उनके बारे में गलत बात करते, गंदी बात करते, उसके बारे में ज्यादा बात करना उचित नहीं है।
I come from an India where we worship women during the day.
One India that backs Veer Das's right to free speech wholeheartedly, but files sedition cases against Kangana Ranaut for exercising her right to free speech.
शिवसेना की भूमिका बहुत स्पष्ट है कि जो बेताल उन्होंने बयानबाजी की है उसको देखते हुए ये सेडिशन की राष्ट्रद्रोह की ये केस होती है। उनका पद्म जो पुरस्कार उनको दिया गया है वो सरकार ने वापस लेना चाहिए।
But one thing is common to all of us, the right to take offense. So don't offend, please. We are Indians. Bureau Report, India Today.
India managed to overcome late hiccups in the first T20 international against New Zealand to go 1-0 up in the three-match series. Even as wickets stumbled right towards the end, Rishabh Pant kept his cool to ensure India got over the line in the final over of the match.
Strike. Cleaned him up. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar strikes. And that is
Bhuvaneshwar Kumar's vintage swing was back on show in the very first over as he removed Daryl Mitchell with a beauty.
And so clever. That's it. What a shot. Shot, this one.
Martin Guptill and Chapman though got together for a brilliant partnership thereafter, New Zealand's highest in T20 internationals against India.
Slow delivery, crunches it.
Chapman got to his maiden T20 50 for the Kiwis before Ashwin got one to crash onto his stumps.
Cleaned him up. And that is why Ravichandran Ashwin is so good.
Even as Glenn Phillips departed for a duck in the same over from Ashwin, Guptill hit a few lusty blows to keep the scoreboard moving.
Sound that was magnificent.
Guptill fell for a 42-ball 70 in the 18th over and his wicket put the brakes on the scoring rate. New Zealand finished with 164 on the board.
Wide ball. With an offer. What a shot!
India started well with Rohit Sharma looking in superb touch.
Oh, you mentioned it on cue. Is that a 6?
Right after the Indian openers recorded their 12th 50-run partnership in T20 internationals, KL Rahul was caught in the deep.
And they're putting on a show here, India. Out! Sweep shot. Gets it.
But Rohit kept going strong and Surya Kumar Yadav wasn't to be left behind. Trent Bolt was brought back into the attack and that change got New Zealand the breakthrough as he removed Rohit for 48.
And Rohit Sharma will not be happy. Oh, helped on its way.
Surya Kumar, however, didn't miss out on his half-century and raced to his third 50 in T20 internationals.
Got a little bit.
However, Surya's wicket provided New Zealand with an opening and with Shreyas Iyer too departing not long after, India needed 10 runs of the final over.
He does pick the man out.
Debutant Venkatesh Iyer scored a boundary of his first ball before getting caught at short third man on the very next.
Out! Wicket! Reverse sweep, what was he doing?
Rishabh Pant though kept his calm to give India a 1-0 lead in the three-match series. The victory also marked a successful beginning for Rohit Sharma as India's full-time captain in T20 internationals and Rahul Dravid as head coach. Sports Bureau, India Today.
Yes, he knows it's early days.
Former England and Yorkshire cricketer Azim Rafiq has made startling revelations about racism during his time at the Yorkshire Cricket Club. In a testimony to the British members of Parliament, Rafiq detailed the discrimination he and other players of Asian origin faced at the county, including Indian batsman Cheteshwar Pujara. Here's all that you need to know about this racism scandal that's engulfed cricket in the UK.
There was comments such as, "You lot sit over there near the toilets," elephant washers.
Racism has plagued the world of sports for long. But for the first time, cricket is in the eye of storm after former Yorkshire cricketer Azim Rafiq exposed how he was subjected to racism at the Yorkshire County Cricket Club. In a testimony to the British lawmakers, Rafiq held back tears as he detailed the discrimination and bullying he faced during his time at the county.
The word was used constantly, and there just seems to be an acceptance in the institution from the leaders, and no one ever stamped it out.
As many as 9 high-profile cricket figures featured in Rafiq's testimony to the British MPs. These include former England captain Michael Vaughan, England batsman Gary Ballance, England opener Alex Hales, England all-rounder Tim Bresnan, former England bowler Matthew Hoggard, commentator David Lloyd, former Yorkshire captain and current head coach Andrew Gale, and Yorkshire's current director of cricket Martin Moxon. In his testimony, Rafiq made several damning accusations about how players of Asian origin were given nicknames at the club, with racial slurs being a common theme in the dressing room. Rafiq alleged the name Steve was used to refer to people of colour, pointing out how Indian batsman Cheteshwar Pujara got the nickname due to his Asian heritage. Explaining why fast bowler Jack Brooks named Pujara Steve during the Indians' Yorkshire stint, Rafiq highlighted the rot that plagues the English game since newspapers and even commentators started referring to Pujara as Steve. Rafiq alleged former Yorkshire captain Gary Ballance used to term all people of colour Kevin in a derogatory manner. Stating how England opener Alex Hales went on to name his black dog Kevin, Rafiq said it was disgusting to see how much of a joke it was for 2 Englishmen. Rafiq also responded to England Test captain Joe Root's remarks, where he said that he hadn't seen incidents of racism take place at the county. Rafiq said while Root is a good man and has never engaged in racist language himself, he was Gary Ballance's flatmate and was involved in social night outs where the spinner was called names. Rafiq's testimony has had a devastating fallout at Yorkshire. Top administrators have resigned and sponsors have made a mass exodus. Their coach has been suspended and the club has been barred from hosting lucrative international games. There's also a growing clamour regarding how cricket needs a kick-it-out style organisation that can help educate the community and weed out racism from the sport. Sports Bureau, India Today.
And that's all we have time for in this edition of First Up. Thank you for watching. Have a great